And I told her that I could maybe find it. Yes. And have you read the series Dive? Have you read the series Dive?
Not like right now. No. It's not a good time. Give it to me like during a brain break or something. Please, I'm just coming through somewhere where I don't. I have a specific place I'm putting it when I'm about to start. So don't give it to. If you give it to me, I'm going to put it somewhere and I'm going to lose it. I promise.
That's my garden. Let you go. Give it to you.
I'd like to acknowledge Martine. He was the only person that was on time, including myself. I was not on time because I forgot to start my. You were close. You were close. I was not on time because I forgot to start the YouTube video thing, so I apologize for that. I apologize specifically to Martine for wasting his time since you were on. So I appreciate that. Any strategy you use to be on time today that you'd like to share, other than? I didn't talk. Taking care of business. Taking care of business is important to you, Martine.
Oh, today is 1 of March.
How many views has the live right now?
Oh, none, I would think. No one would watch. Okay, what do you see? Talk to your club. What do you see?
What do you see?
What do you see? All right, 3, 2, 1, and 0. What you to do here is we're going to be talking about theme, and theme can be somewhat complicated. But what I want you to understand is, where did your idea about what this is come from? It came from your head. It came from your head. It was not, this artist or whoever did this did not say, I am drawing a picture of 2 birds. This is called an ink spot. It just happened. You determined what it was. You came up with the idea. That's what theme is. That's what theme is. Theme is you creating an idea from what you are reading. And one of the ways that we do that, well, after we come up with this idea about theme, what we have to do is we have to have that as a lens that we look through that book with. And we have to start getting pieces and going, okay, this makes sense when it comes to the themes, okay? All right, so what that process is this.
I don't understand.
I'm going to go with the process. The process is this. Right off the bat, chapter 1, what you should do is try and come up with a big idea and say, you know what, I think this book is mostly about this, or this is the importance, this is what the author's trying to teach me. So if we look at chapter 1 of Number the Stars, and I kind of glance through this, I would recommend you reading it, but I'm not going to reread chapter 1 to you now. It would take too long. But if I look through here, the race, they're running through the woods, or not the woods, the street, and then the Germans say, halt. And then they have to deal with Nazi German soldiers. And they have to do it in a way that's almost grown up, right? Like they have to be, they can't really be kids there. It can't be like free and like, so I think one of the ideas that I have there is this whole thing that war makes kids grow up. Makes them grow up quick. So that's one of my thoughts now. That's one of my themes. My idea is this idea that war makes kids grow up fast. Now that I have that understanding and that thought process, that's a lens that I'm going to read the rest of the book through. Because I want to make sure, does my thought, does it work out? Am I kind of right? So if we think about chapter 2, I mean, I know it's a small thing, but the idea that there's no pink cupcakes. Like the idea that you lose access to these treats and stuff. And that you have to eat these kind of potato just every day. It's the same kind of thing, potatoes and potatoes and potatoes. And there's no real treats. Right? I mean, that kind of goes along this whole route of this makes kids grow up quick, this whole war business. Thinking about some other events right now, I want you to think about what might be something else that's happened in this book that proves this idea that war makes kids grow up quick. What might be something that happened? What do you think? What is your hunch? What is your guess? Talk to your club. What might be something that happened to show this whole thing?
Like using your idea.
Yeah, using this whole thing about war makes kids grow up quick.
And not having butter. Or there's something else. If you don't have butter, then you don't have beer. Oh, and tea, that's what that was.
3, 2, 1. I heard some talking about another lack of ingredients in the whole rationing business. Also, when the Nazis came in, that whole thing having to deal with that supreme terror of if they catch me, they will kill me. I mean that makes you grow up, right? It's a pretty powerful thing to have to go through. So when you read and when you talk as a club, I would say the main thing that you should be talking about is the idea of theme. And what is this book really about? And so the exit slips from now on are going to be a little different. I was kind of playing around with it yesterday, and it kind of makes sense to me. So the exit slip isn't something you're going to do here. It's going to be something you do with your book club at the end of workshop. Okay, and then I'll give you the workshop to kind of maybe read and think about it, okay, and do that work, and then at the end turn that in after you talk to your book club. And same with writing, and we'll get to that later. Reread or read chapter 1 of your book, and I want you to try and pull out a big idea, something that book is really about. Okay, a guess, a hunch. It doesn't have to be perfect. Has to be something. And again, we don't just think of that Rorschach thing, that ink blot. It comes from you. There's nowhere in this book that says war makes children grow up fast. It doesn't say it. Okay, you have to do that work. You have to do that thinking. You have to kind of come up with a theory. This is a theory. This is a hypothesis. All books have a theme.
But our book has only one chapter. It's a whole chapter. Even a whole thing doesn't have chapters. Yeah, it doesn't have chapters. That's not the one chapters.
So then, like, read the first 3 pages.
Figure it out.
Okay.
Does it ever stop and have a space?
Or can you put it in paragraphs?
Huh? There's never a space in between 2 paragraphs
Okay.
or lines like this. See how there's a space? Doesn't even do that.
Just a paragraph. Between a paragraph.
But I'm saying with this space, see how there's no space in between, and then there's a space here. Yeah. Is there something like that? I'll sit with you. And we'll, yeah.
We are learning here the book, so like near the end of the book. So
Go back and reread chapter 1. Come up with a theme.
but like we already know what is going to happen. We already know. No, but I don't.
No, but then, so ladies and gentlemen, what I'm telling you to do, reread the first chapter, reread it, really look at it and study it, come up with an idea that you can base in that first chapter, and see if it fits throughout the book. You can still do it. You can still do it, even if you know what's happening. We haven't made any predictions here for Number of the Stars. We went through all the chapters we've already read. So you can still do that process. Yes?
But I remember like the first chapter in my head and I already have it.
Reread the first chapter, at least look at it. I don't know why we're doing this. Yes.
Our book club already finished our book, but we can't reread the chapter. But
Do you have a theme already that you've connected throughout the book? Okay.
then just so you know, we need a new book.
Okay. All right. Get to work.
You forgot to put the stopwatch.
Oh yeah. Thanks. Remember to fill out your book log, including, or your reading log, including how long it takes you to